Hi everyone, back with more Indian in the Cupboard. This is our second reading of chapter 14, The Missing Key. Um, Omri and Patrick got the cupboard back, but they can't find the key. They searched the attic until supper time. Never had Omri so clearly seen the point of all his mother's urgings to keep everything in its proper place. The attic was just sort of a glory hole where they could play and leave a total mess. And that's what they always did. Only cleaning spaces when they needed them for a new layout or some special game. And their way of clearing was just to shove things aside into even more chaotic heaps. Anybody else? Is that how you clean your room? Or are you very organized? And everything has a place. Underneath the heaps were all the myriad of little oddments. They were small enough to filter through the bigger things: marbles, wheels, matchbox cards, bits of Legos, small tools, parachute men, cards, and so on and so forth. Plus all sorts of fragments that could have been almost anything. At first they just raked through everything, but after a while Omri realized that they would have to clear up systematically. Otherwise, it was like the old saying about, looking for a needle in a haystack. He found some boxes and then began sorting through them and putting them into categories like Legos here, parts of games there, water pistols, tricks, and novelties in another. Bigger things they stacked neatly onto what his father rather bitterly called the shelves provided, which normally stood empty since everything was on the floor. In an amazingly short time, the floor was clear, except for a few odd things that they hadn't found homes for, and a great deal of mud and dust and sand. Where did all this come from? Asked Patrick. Oh, Gillen bought up boxes of it from the garden to make a desert scene, said Omri, months ago. We might as well just sweep it up. He looked around. Despite his anxiety about the key, he felt a certain pride. The room looked entirely different. There was real playing space now. He went downstairs and fetched a broom and a dustpan and a soft brush. We'll have to do this carefully, he said. It'd be terrible if we threw it away in the sand. We could sieve it, suggested Patrick. That's a good idea. In the garden. They carried the sand out on a cardboard box, and Omri borrowed his father's large garden sieve. Omri held it, and Patrick spooned in the sand and the earth with a trowel. Several small treasures came to light, like a 10-pence piece, which is like a dime, but no key. Omri was in despair. He and Patrick sat down on the lawn under a tree, and Omri took the two little men out of his pocket.
Where, woman?
Little Bear asked instantly. Never mind the women, where are the victuals? Asked the ever-hungry Boone grumpily. Omri and Patrick fed them some more chocolate, and with a deep sense of misery, Omri produced the plastic Indian from his pocket. Little Bear stopped chewing his chocolate the moment he saw her. He gazed in rapture. It was obvious he was half in love with her already. He reached out his hand and he gently touched her plastic hair.
Make real now,
He breathed. I can't, said Omri.
Why can't?
Asked Little Bear sharply. The magic's gone. Now Boone stopped eating too, and he and Little Bear exchanged a frightening look. You mean you can't send us back? Asked Boone in an awe-stricken whisper. Never? We gotta live in this giant world forever? It was clear that Little Bear had been explaining matters. Don't you like being with us? Asked Patrick. Well, I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings none, said Boone. But just think how you'd feel if I was as big as you and you as big as me. Little Bear? Asked Omri. Little Bear dragged his eyes away from the plastic figure and fixed them like little bright crumbs of black glass on Omri.
Omri good,
He pronounced.
but Little Bear Indian brave, Indian chief. How be brave? How be chief with no other Indians?
Omri opened his mouth. If he hadn't lost the key, he might have rashly offered to bring to life an entire tribe of Indians, simply to make Little Bear content. Through his mind flashed the knowledge of what this meant. It wasn't the fun, the novelty, the magic that mattered anymore. What mattered is that Little Bear was happy. For that, he would take on almost anything. We're going to stop there with our second reading.